I had to find the unmute button. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Today, we're going to talk about how to get listings with listings leads. I think all over the country, inventory is tight. I think it's going to be that way for probably another year or two. And if you want to grow in that environment, you're probably going to need to figure out how you're going to get listings. All right. And there are a number of ways. I think before we actually dive into it, I think what I want you to kind of remember is we've got ways to help you get listings in print. We have ways to get listings through social media. We have ways to get listings through ads, whether that's Facebook or Google. And then also, if you've got a good database in your CRM, we've got tools to help you engage those people and turn those people into listings as well. So there's kind of like 4 different avenues, and I think you really want to make sure you're tackling them, all 4 of them. And so I'm going to get going here. I'll start moving kind of a little bit quicker as we go along. And I want to give you a few resources to kind of review and look at what we're going to be talking about here. And one is our mastermind group. And I know Carrie is, I think, pretty good about getting people in, but there's a whole lot of you. And there's going to be a really important post about how to get listings. And we're going to go look in here. It's a private group on Facebook. And if you're not in it, you can't find it. You can use the support page inside of ListingsToLeads. They'll get you in right away. But this is where my partner Scott and I talk about what's going on from a technology standpoint, what's new, what you should be expecting, and what we just delivered. But it's also where our clients come and talk about what's going on, what they're doing, how they're using it. And there's a really important post in here that's going to be directly related to this call that we're going to look at in just a couple minutes. Another great place to learn about what we're doing is on leadgenwebinars.com. I actually do live training every week. And on Monday, I'll be talking about top tools to get more listings. And so it'll kind of be a refresh of this. But then I'll also be talking about Facebook and Google ads. And you're going to see this. If you're not familiar with how to use Facebook and Google to get listings, I'm definitely going to be covering that. I'm also going to be covering how to get buyers. And then get started is here. If you're really kind of like, you don't really know what's happening with listings to leads, you don't even think you have it set up, get on this class. And it's going to cover everything you need to know about how to turn on all the automation in your account, and also some of the things that you can do with it. So all of those classes, as you can imagine, just like this one, I record. And we put that on our YouTube channel. And so I always recommend that everybody gets familiar with, get started, Facebook and Google ads, and then top tools for more listings. But I do want to point out something that is going to be a little bit advanced, and I'm not going to dive into that today. But that is Facebook. And I'll kind of talk about it a little bit when we get there. Facebook doesn't have great targeting for sellers anymore. Great for buyers. You don't need, if you want to get buyers, that is the #1 place to go. But if you want listings, Facebook, you've got to jump through a couple of hoops. And right here is a class that says Facebook and Google ads and custom audiences. And you can create custom audiences in Facebook and target those people. And you're going to want to find that if you want to get more listings. So let's dive into the system and talk about where we can go. So one of the things that we have heard for many years is if you take your listing and market it with our platform, sorry, it's a wrong account, you'll end up with 1 or 2 more listings. And that kind of surprises a lot of people because, well, one, they would assume they're going to get buyers. And of course, we can help you get buyers with your listing. But taking it and multiplying your listing business by using just some of our tools that are generated automatically is really a smart thing to do. And so we're in the account now. Yours has a different color scheme, but that's your Coldwell Banker branding. Again, I want to remind you, you can use your listings, which is the 3rd tab up here. You can use ads.
Hey, Vince, we're not seeing your screen.
Oh, forgive me. It's still early here, guys.
Yeah, he's West Coast for everybody's knowledge.
Yeah,
so.
sorry, I did. Yeah, okay. Can you
There
see
we
my
go.
screen here, guys? All
Yep.
right. Sorry. Well, my apologies. So we're on the listings page here. There's an ad section over here, and we're definitely going to talk about that. There are PDF guides, 40 PDF guides, and each of you are branded on each page of each guide. There's actually 80, but 40 are for homeowners. So if you want to have relevant content for homeowners that you can print and drop off, you can email, you can run ads for, that's right there. We're going to go look at that. And then social content and landing pages. So since we're here looking at listings, let's talk about how can you use a listing to get more listings. Now there are other things. This property here is an open house. So if you're going to run an ad on Facebook, it's going to get buyers, right? Your home is for sale, and that's the fastest, cheapest, easiest way is to click this Facebook and Instagram and click this button down here, and boom, you're going to be getting leads. But let's concentrate on what we're really trying to get here, which is listings. And one of the things that you want to use is the seller social media tool. Now we send this to you, and we tell you, like, give this to your client and put it on the wall. So it's actually an email. There's some instructions. You should forward the email, and I'm going to go over to Facebook real quick and just paste it there, right? And when you do that, I'm on Facebook right now. You're giving it to your client because we actually have tools for you for your social media. And it says, hey, well, this one's a little bit confused because it's got open house and sold. So if the home is sold, and you use this specifically when you can use it just listed and open house and when it's sold. So this is going to your client. And what it's saying, and you know what, this is just a little bit confusing. So let me go to another listing that's sold, and then it'll be crystal clear. What it's doing is it's telling the friends and family and colleagues of your clients that you are their realtor. And so the first post is, hey, we just listed our home, and Carrie at Coldwell Banker is, our agent. She's doing all these great things. Check it out if you're interested. And then when you have an open house, hey, Carrie's holding an open house for us. And then lastly, when the home is sold, it looks like this. It says, our home is sold, and we want to recommend Carrie at Coldwell Banker, right? And we're also putting, let's just look right here. We're also putting your name and email and phone number right in front of everybody. So this is not a paid ad. It's also not on your business page. It's on your client's personal page, telling their friends and family and colleagues that you are their realtor. So let's see here. Let's just see how that works. So remember, you're going to send this to your clients. In the instructions that we send to you, we say, just call them for 5 seconds. Tell them that, they get 100 messages a day, and please copy and put that on their wall. So you can see it's going to be from your client saying, hey, our home is sold and we want to recommend you. Here's your phone number and email for all my friends and family to see. And then, of course, there's something colorful. And a lot of agents are good at putting colorful things on social media. They have figured that out over, the years. What they're not good at is putting something behind it. So if I click on that photograph, we're actually landing on a single property website that we created automatically for that listing, okay? And because it's already sold, we're not looking for buyers here, okay? You can look at it, you can quickly get an idea. There's even a listing presentation, but what will pop up automatically is your home's value has been affected. And so you can, from this post, which is going to sit for free until the end of time, it's got a home valuation call to action right there popping up automatically. This is a tool that many people ignore. We email it to you at every status. If you want more listings that look more like referrals, use that. Then we go down here to the nearby homeowner letter. And this is the #1 tool that we create. Okay, the #1 tool that captures listing leads that turn into listing business. And we have known this from the feedback from our clients for well above 10 years that people have been using this letter. Let's look at it and let's chat about it and understand what it is. I'll tell you this, it's not the sexiest thing going on the internet. It is not artificial intelligence. It's not cloud computing. It's none of that. It says, we sold a home in your area. Go check it out. It also says your home's value is going to be affected. And if you want your free home value, go here. Okay. Now, where they go is a landing page that gives them an instant home value. We've created this automatically for you. It's sitting in your account, whether you know that or not. But this piece of paper, it's very simple. It's not like a lot of heavy reading. And our clients have learned over the years that if they mail this to people in the neighborhood, like usually they do like a circle prospect, right? If they've got a listing in a home, or I'm sorry, if they got a listing in a town that they want more listings in, this is the best way to get leads for this, right? And so you see there's not a lot of reading here, but let's go over to the mastermind group and let me show you just a recent story that came from one of our clients. Now, this is our mastermind group. When you get in here, there's a couple names that I recommend that you check out if you want more listings. Pat Motley, Chris Winstead, Dustin Fox, and Alicia Pless. But we're going to talk about Pat because just last month she came in here and said, hey, she said, I just sold a home and it's time to mail out the nearby homeowner letter. And I'm going to show you what she's doing because she's doing something kind of custom. And that's what's cool about our mastermind group is they're taking what we're designing and improving it and getting it into their marketing, getting great results. She says, this will be the second mailer that they receive for this property because I mailed out 100 when it was just listed. And that's a key to taking your listings and getting one or two more listings. You want to do more than just throw it in the MLS. You want to run it through our platform and use the tools that I'm describing here. And what she says is, I mailed this out as just listed and 4 owners are calling me for home value reports. Wouldn't that be great to have 4 people calling you by mailing 100 letters? So let's look at what she did. She took the letter that I showed you and she kind of customized it a little bit. She says, as of, September 17th, 43 homes have sold within a mile of this home. Great information, right? You can figure this out, however, from your MLS or something. But it was this letter that we create for every one of your listings at every status. She just took a few steps to give it a little more information. And then she did something that I've never seen any client do. She prints on the back so that it's kind of like an envelope, right? So she even bought a stamp that says just sold on Francis Street, which is pretty custom, but she wants more business in that area. So it's probably worth it to get a stamp. But here's something else that she's doing that realtors rarely do. Our clients definitely do this because you'll see this in our mastermind group throughout the year. She folds that piece of paper because she printed on the front and the back, and she handwrites the addresses of these homeowners. She has actually bought a list of homeowners from Remind. And so she knows everybody that she's mailing to, they have equity in their home. And that's why when she mailed it as just listed, 4 people called her. She's going to hit the same people up and say, hey, I've just sold that home. And they can tell without even opening that, wow, there's really useful information in here. This is what our clients have kind of been doing for years, right? She's actually taking it to the next level, but she's been a client for 10 years. So she's figured out how to maximize it. I'm going to show you one more story about this letter because if you want more listings, you have to figure out how you're going to use it. This is Chris. And in that first summer of COVID, 2020, he and his wife and children moved to Texas. And he was a realtor, but he did not have any business in Texas. He just moved there because the wife's family is there. And you can see here, he says, hey, I got 5 listings in 3 months just from this one tool. Because I do these videos on Facebook, so I'm kind of talking about the neighborhood, but he bought a home in a nice neighborhood and he wants to dominate that area. So let's just see what he does. How does he get 5 listings in 3 months? And, times are tough now, but times are kind of freaky when COVID hit. He says, I send out letters every other week to neighbors who owned their homes for 5 years or more. So he buys that list from Remind and he takes that letter and he's borrowing listings in his neighborhood from his colleagues in his office, because he's brand new to the area. He doesn't have his own listings. And he says, I mail that letter every 2 weeks to these same people. And once they opt in on the home valuation page, I hit them up every week with phone calls, bomb, letters via mail, and letters left at the door. That there's actually a fair amount of work there, right? You're going to follow up on leads. But I do want to remind you, you're not getting 50 leads like a Facebook ad. You might get 2 or 3 or 5, 10 if you were super lucky. But he is taking this letter that was auto-designed, stuffing in envelopes and mailing it out. So that was a great story. That was a couple of years ago. Scott and I have known for years that this is really helping our clients get more listings. So we wanted to find a partner who could help our clients get this out much easier. And that is a company called Express Copy. Now, you can learn more about Express Copy here. I think there might be a link to set up an account. I want to let you know, we're not taking any revenue share, nothing like that, no split on this. We're just making it easier for you. So if you have an account with Express Copy, you can connect, and then this little button here will say print and email, or print and mail, forgive me. So let's look. You click print and mail, it interacts, it's kind of pulling an Express Copy, and then you just say get mailing list. Click here, and you could say, hey, I want a 1 or I want a 2-mile radius. Your choice, you could even go further than that. But I want everybody to be owning a single family home with more than 6 years equity. Bam, you click that button. You don't have to print anything, you don't have to fold anything, and you don't have to handwrite envelopes. You just click submit order, and they are going to send you, they're going to send letters to your target for $1.80 a piece. Okay. And so you might have not that much time, and you want to get this out because you know it's the #1 tool for getting more listings, and you want to get it out every couple of weeks. That's a really easy way to do that. So right beneath it is the e-flyer for your database. This is an electronic version of the print letter we just looked at, right? I've got something sold up top, click on the picture, click on those 2 links, and go become a buyer lead. And it's going to affect your home value right beneath it. So click that, and you know what that's all about, right? So you can copy this right here, take it to your CRM, and blast it out. If you've got more than 500 leads in your CRM, you should be blasting out a version of this letter probably every 2 weeks. Just copy, go over there and paste, because if you got them in your CRM, I'm going to guess that you have a drip campaign going on, right? I'm also going to assume that nobody's calling you from that drip campaign. That's just what CRMs are about. But here they can get more information. They can go learn about homes that are for sale. They can learn about homes open house. You can have this one is sold, and they can get their home value every time you're sending this message out. So it's definitely good to leverage and to use. Now this home is sold. So here is another great thing that you should be doing with sold properties, and that is run ads on Facebook. Now, when I was showing you on my YouTube channel, I was saying, Facebook can be problematic. You can probably do it just like this. When you're doing a sold property, it's going to pull the town. So let's say your home is in Cleveland, right? It will target Cleveland right here. And it'll have a 15-mile radius beyond that. And it'll be a $50 ad for 7 days. And you click create ad. This is really a great way to get leads from Facebook with name, email, and phone number pre-populated by the profiles. So nobody's typing anything in. And that's why our clients are so, pleased with Facebook ads, because I don't know if you've ever written an ad on Facebook. There's way more clicks than what we've just been doing here. And so there's a lot more opportunity to make mistakes and not get leads and be frustrated. Whereas here, we have their software built in. We can tell by what you're clicking, what your goal is, and we check all the boxes that you need to check. So in this case, I've got a home that's sold. It says, hey, that home is sold. That's going to affect your home value. Text here or click here to get your free home value, right? Now, if you want, you can text that 37349 and send it to 25678. And you can do that on your phone and see what that's going to do. And that's actually going to get you to a place where you can get your free home value, right? But you as the agent, or in this case, me as the agent, I'm going to have your phone number and I'm going to have your address because I know you're actually looking to find out your home value. So right away, you've got valuable information of people who are thinking about the value of your home, and you can text them and find out, hey, what's happening there? Can I help you? So sold ads, I just want to explain something about running an ad on Facebook. You can see it's a $50 ad, and Facebook advertising and Google advertising, these are known as pay per click advertising. So every time somebody clicks and gives you a lead, you pay for it. When you're running an ad on Facebook for a sold property, just like I'm doing here, those leads cost around $7 each. You divide 7 into 50, you're going to get about 7 leads. Okay. Just for conversation's sake, if you're running an ad on a home that's for sale, those leads cost about $3 each. So, but we're talking about sold and getting listing leads. We also have postcards and door hangers, and and I know you have postcards and door hangers, right? You're Coldwell Banker. You've got this technology all over the place. You just don't have links on it or call to actions to get people to give them information. So on this page, on the front, it says, hey, it's just sold. Go over here to this website and go find out about it. And of course, there's going to be call to actions on that page. But on the back of every postcard and every door hanger, it's going to always say your home's value has been affected, and go to that website and get your free home value. The message here is, if you're going to spend money on print to tackle your farm markets, please look at the design and content of all of our print tools, because they are designed to get leads, right? A lot of people have learned, well, print's been around longer than the internet, so you're familiar with that. You're just not familiar with actually capturing leads from that. And that's where we come in. So when it comes to listing marketing, nearby homeowner letter, number one, e-flyer for your database, blast it down on your CRM. And if you've got a sold property, run the ad on Facebook. I'm going to jump over to our ad section and talk a little bit more about Facebook. So when I say that the lead costs $7 each, that's an average. That's an average across the country. We analyze this every quarter. But there's actually a much cheaper way to get seller leads from Facebook, which is incredible. The price of these leads are crazy cheap. And we'll wait here as we get here. And that is, and not all of you can do this. You might have MLS rules, but if you go to create a Facebook ad and you say create a listing ad, and you create an ad on a property that is, don't do that. Oh my goodness. You create an ad on a property that is pending or under contract or active contingent, however your MLS does that. So you click create a listing ad and you say, I want to do an ad on a property that is pending, right? And again, assuming that these rules, you can do that in your market. The thing is, we'll wait here as it opens up. The content is almost just like the sold ad, right? It's pending. When it closes, it's going to affect your home value. Get your free home value, right? Makes sense. The thing is, I just showed you how to run ads on your properties that are sold. And it would be surprising, maybe, that agents don't do that too often. Very few agents actually do that. And far fewer run ads on their properties that are pending and sold, because they wouldn't even know to do that. But because our call to action is saying, hey, you want your free home value, check this out. Nobody else is doing this. And so when Facebook sets your cost per lead, you remember how I said $7 is the cost per lead on Facebook when you run a sold ad? Well, when you're running an ad that's on a home that's under contract or pending, these leads cost as much or as little as $2.50. So for the same $50 ad on the same exact property, you might get 20 leads with name, email, and phone number. And then it closes in a couple of weeks, you run an ad and you run a $50 ad, you're going to get 7 leads, right? So it's your decision. If you want more leads with name, email, and phone numbers, running ads on, pending or under contract is really a smart way to go. And since we're on the ads page, let's kind of carry on with what we can do here. So on Facebook, yeah, you can run listing ads. I mentioned earlier that you can run PDF guides, and you may not even know that these are in your account, but over on the left is a PDF guide section. We'll go look at it and dive deeper in that in a bit, but let's just talk about how we can run ads on it on Facebook. And I'll have a sip of this. There are 80 pages here. And if you click this button, you'll see all the guides that are for buyers. But we're not talking about buyers today. We're talking about how to get listings. So if I click on this one, seller PDF guides, you're going to realize there's 40 of these. And if you want to download them, you're welcome to. You'll notice that you are branded on every page of every one of these tools, right? And there's all kinds of topics down here. These are kind of the more popular ones. There's actually one that I like that's not here that is talking about how to set your price properly. But you know what? Here's one on divorce. Divorce happens a lot, so it's always wise to kind of just put this out in the market. Choose whichever one you want, and type in whatever city that you're focusing on. All right, let's type in Cleveland again. And you'll notice that if you do business like beyond 15 miles, you can expand the radius. But this is designed to help people who might be getting a divorce to think about just some high level stuff about, hey, here's what you got to think about with real estate, right? And you can just see right here, it's just saying click to download. What happens when they click to download? Well, their name, phone number, and email are boom, sitting right up on the page. Says, do you want this? One answer, yes. You get that contact information. They're not even typing it in. And they can download this report. Okay. And as I said, you're on every page of every one of these reports. So when you're doing this on Facebook, it's a $50 ad. We always put $50 ads on Facebook because why do we do that? Because seller leads cost more on Facebook. And these leads, when people are downloading these PDF guides, Facebook feels like that's a real value, and they often charge $10 to $12 each per lead. So a $50 ad is now going to get you maybe 4 or 5 leads, right? Different kind of content, different kind of value of what you're giving people, but you don't even need a listing. You could just say, hey, I want to choose one of these 40 PDF guides for homeowners and get some dialogue going, right? Publish. That's it. And now let's go back one button and let's talk about the big thing that all realtors really like to do, and that's run landing pages on free home values. And they often do it just like this. They use the default free home value page that we give you, and often they don't get any results, right? They just don't, they don't know what the heck is going on. And this is what they're doing, right? They're going to say, oh yeah, Tampa, Florida, publish, right? This would be like, you've seen this probably from, there's so many companies with this kind of landing page. And so you're familiar, you've seen it, it kind of works. People talk about it. What you may not know is that you cannot target anymore on Facebook. Like you can't, this used to be incredible. If you had a unique page that said, in this case, I'm running an ad in Tampa, you should have a page that says, what's your Tampa home worth? And you should have a picture of Tampa. That doesn't look like Tampa to me. And then it would say Tampa up here. And in 5 years ago on Facebook, you could literally target the homeowners, people who owned homes in Tampa only. This was incredible. Facebook was incredibly powerful at that time. But Facebook's been sued by HUD, and you can't do that anymore. Okay. So this, unfortunately, a lot of realtors are like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that. And they log in, they figure it out, click, connect, boom, do it, and lose their money and don't know why. And that's because there is no targeting. So this is overshooting all over the place. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do something of a landing page that I have and explain to you why this does not work. It's not that hard to figure out, but the point, the real factor is, and it kind of depends on where you are related to other cities. I live in a small town, 24,000 people, but I have 5 towns. Like 5 minutes that way is a town called Concord, and over there is Walnut Creek, and like I have adjacent cities. And if it just takes a few minutes to get over there, well, if I'm running an ad and we're going to do a landing page ad on a city that is right next to me, if my browser would work, which it's not. Let's try. Really? Yeah, great. Every once in a while, my browser gives me some grief, or it might be that tab. So I'm going to refresh it one more time. And then while it's doing that, I'm going to point us over here to our YouTube channel. Because right here, I mentioned it earlier, but this is exactly where it is. 2 weeks ago, I did a class on Facebook and Google Ads. And I tell you how to create a custom audience. And that's what you need to do when you're running an ad on this page for landing pages. If you're trying to target, here we go. If you're trying to target a city, because that's one of your core farm markets, well, first you're going to create a landing page for that particular town. Very easy. We'll go look at that in a couple minutes. And you should have a landing page for every farm market that you're trying to target, right? And it says, hey, September home sales have changed in Concord, your home value is affected. So this is about Concord. Right beneath it, it says, what is your Concord home's potential sale price? So you would think, well, hey, I'm going to just type in Concord over here, right? Because that's what this is for. And if I go Concord, California, publish, 15-mile radius. So that's easy. Like I could do that, right? But here is the reality of Concord and Facebook. I'm going to show you a map, and maybe this will be easier to understand. Concord's a great little area. It's kind of like, working class community, smaller homes, but they're in the Bay Area, they're affordable. So a lot of people are looking at that. And right in the middle here is a little white kind of section. That's Concord, all right? And that's where we're trying to target. And my ad is really only talking about Concord, right? So you want to target those people. But what Facebook is saying when they have a 15-mile radius, let's see here, that this is too big of a radius. Everybody in this map that you're looking at right here, they're going to see this ad. So you can imagine that that's not really great targeting, and that if these people are looking at it and not clicking on it, that's just wasting your time. And that's why these ads don't quite work that well when you're running home valuation pages. You should do that. But before you do that, go to our YouTube channel, look at this one right here that says Facebook and Google Ads, where it says underneath custom audiences for better home value leads. It's not super difficult. We actually make it incredibly easy to create a custom audience that will live inside your Facebook account that you can target for as long as you're using Facebook. But for getting listings, you want to do that, especially if you want to be running these kinds of ads on Facebook. So just to wrap up, when we're talking about Facebook, you can run ads on properties that are pending, under contract, or sold. You can run ads on home valuation landing pages as long as you're doing a custom audience, or you can use any of the 40 PDF guides to run ads. So let's talk about the big #1 website in the country. Facebook is the #3 website in the country. Okay. And I'm going to go over to Facebook and kind of talk a little bit about that. We have been here. ListingsToLeads has been an operating company for longer than Facebook has had an ad platform. So when Facebook developed the ad platform, we were looking at it very quickly. right? To see like what is going on here, right? Can we help our clients with this? And the answer is yes. And what you want to know is that even though you may think social media is ridiculous and you're not into it and that's just not you, 70% of American adults, not children, spend 40 minutes every day on this website. They're looking at what their friends are doing, they're looking at their grandkids, they're looking where they're vacationing, and they're looking at what they're eating, right? Because everybody likes to share pictures of the food these days. All kinds of fun stuff. And you can follow whatever you want to follow, right? Fishing or whatever. So that draws people to look at this news feed for 40 minutes every day. Okay. And that's cool. You can kind of keep up on your friends and family, and that's why it's so popular. Number 3 website in the country. But what does not happen on Facebook, you see it says here, what's on your mind? People don't come here when they have questions like, hey, I need a hotel in Miami, or I need, where can I get a good dinner in Santa Monica? Or how do I sell my home? 86% of all questions occur on this website, google.com. And it is the #1 website in the country. And when I asked that question, there are over 7 million pages. I don't know if you can see that here, right? So you might want to ask these sorts of questions on Google, just yourself, like when you're at your desk, and just go, I wonder who shows up here. Are you there is really the most important question. Or are you on page 100 where nobody will ever find you? Well, that's where most realtors are. They're not up here on page 1, right? And if you're using our Google software, which is here, and oh my goodness, great. Boy, I need to clean out my browser. I was trying to figure out how to do that yesterday, but it definitely needs to be done. When you're doing that, when you're running it out on Google, you can do almost the same things that you can do that you were doing on Facebook. And that would be running landing page ads for home valuations and also running PDF guide ads, right? And so if I click on create a landing page ad, and just like we did on Facebook, I want to target Concord, click create an ad. It's all right here. And all I have to do is type in Concord, California. So if you don't have to do this, you could click view link. We're just going to do that just to look together. You don't actually have to do this because it's driving to the landing page that you created. Okay. Now we have a $50 a day budget, and that kind of scares some agents, and I understand. It's a 7-day ad. So you do have exposure of $350. Now, I don't know where you're all sitting in the country, but I can give you some data points. Just like Facebook, Google sets the price per lead. In Dallas, Texas, a seller lead on an ad like this costs $30 for one lead. Okay. Remember when I was telling you it's $7 on Facebook or $2.50 on Facebook for a seller lead? Well, it's a different kind of lead, right? It's still a lead. They're still asking for their home value. But here on Google, people are asking a question. They're literally like, hey, I need to know. I want to know. So I'm coming here to get an answer. And boom, your answer is here. And that's how you capture that lead. So it's very simple. You just click publish, and we have done everything in the background to make that ad work for you. If you want to know more of the deeper, how that works, go check out that Facebook Google class, because I talk more about what's underneath here. But we got more things to cover. So advanced options, which you never need to look at. This is how we make it happen. We're doing so many things automatically for you. But that is how to run a home valuation ad on Google. Okay, pretty simple. Over here, you can run, remember we have 40 PDF guides. You can, just like we did on Facebook, you can say, hey, I want to run an ad on whatever, right? Let's see if this is going to work for me today. 5 dangers of overpricing. That actually might be a relevant topic all over the United States, right? So you can choose whatever town you want and target that area. Okay. And this will go out and get leads for you. I was telling you that on the Concord home valuation, the cost per lead, you can change this budget, right? You can change it to 10. You won't get any leads because there are no seller leads for less than $10 on Google. But you can move it up too. You can make it 100. And I was telling you that in Dallas, these seller leads cost $30. In Western Pennsylvania, these leads for home values cost about $22. And in the middle of the country, which you guys are kind of there, I've heard that those costs can be as low as $17 each. What's really crazy is in Vancouver, Canada, these leads can cost $150 to $300 each. And they're super expensive homes, and big realtors are just driving up the cost of that. You can test that out, you can find that out, but that's Facebook and Google for you. Now, over here is a tab, and we talked about it a few times, that just says PDF guides. And so this is where you go access your PDF guides without, you don't have to run an ad here. You can just say, hey, I want to focus on sellers. So I'm going to click that button here. And there are all the seller reports that we were talking about earlier. Here's 5 dangers of overpricing. Here's divorce in real estate. But let's look at this one here. And if we click on market, you'll see that we can run an ad here as well. We can also just run a post. We can, kind of create a free post where people can download it as long as they give you their contact info. There's an e-flyer for your database. So remember, you can kind of blast it out on your CRM. And there's print flyers and door hangers and postcards, all driving to a landing page, which means whatever option you decide to use, if it's one or many, people are going to have to give you their contact information before they can download it. So you have 40 different opportunities down here to engage sellers in either print, online, blast it on your CRM. Some you pay for, some are free, but there are 40 different options here, okay, for homeowners. Over here, I didn't mention this, but we have a tab called social content. And you may not know about this because it's been here for a couple of years, maybe never found it. When you come to this page the first time, it's going to ask you to connect to your social media accounts, right? Then it's going to ask you what days you want us to post. It could be 1 day a week, or in this case, 7 days a week. And then it's going to say topics, right? And topics, I think there are more than 50 different real estate related topics with multiple articles and multiple photographs that can be auto posted based on the schedule you just chose to your socials, right? But what I really want you to take advantage of is right here at the top. Those PDF guides I just showed you, we can auto post them to your social media account so you don't have to. So throughout the year, we can auto post every one of those reports for sellers, for buyers, in English or in Spanish. You can choose them all. There's all kinds of other great content here. I definitely recommend you have a look here. Outdoor living, there's even like some fun meme stuff, to keep it light, and real estate quotes, stuff like that. So you can do that, okay? So far, we've talked about listings, we've talked about ads, PDF guides, social content. Will put the PDF guides up for free. We do need to talk about one of the most important things going on for generating listings, and that is landing pages, and specifically free home value landing pages, right? So we give you this one, we've seen it. This is default. You go into your account, this is in the background of everything. If your neighborhoods don't look like this, you might want to change that. You might want to click edit, and whenever you click edit, we automatically drop you on the background picture over here on the left, and you can drop a background picture, right? And just maybe there's something you might have different kind of landscaping of what's going on out there. So you can change that, because that is going to be in the back of many of your tools. Now, you can create home valuation pages for all of your major areas. And if you're like most realtors, you are working in 4 or 5 or 10 or 12 different towns, right? In that case, you want a property valuation plus landing page for every town that you're working in. And you just click it in here, and you type in the name of the town, and you click create landing page. And it's going to create a landing page, and it's going to drop you, let's just see here. Let's see if it works here. Yeah, it's going to drop you on a generic landing page just like this. So imagine that you are running an ad on Facebook or you're running an ad on Google, and you are running, and I land here and it says, oh, what's your Sacramento home worth? And there's a cup of coffee. Well, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys are on the internet now and then, right? And I'm pretty sure when somebody is asking you your contact information and your address, you're not going to be giving it up. Well, this cup of coffee and that pen on the right are not really instilling a lot of trust in getting that information. And so this can be too generic. And sometimes just putting a photograph of something that is relevant to your market is super helpful. I set up Coldwell Banker in New Jersey years ago. And I set up Coldwell Banker Schmidt, not Schmidt, Summit. And when we did this call, you know, we did this. I trained everyone, hey, you got to do these things. And the manager calls me a month later and says, well, we're getting so many leads. This is awesome. And they said the #1 home valuation ad is the one with the Summit Diner in the back. You see it over there on the right, right? And Summit Diner, it's like this converted railroad car, right? It's got that kind of look, and you can get, you know, your greasy bacon and eggs on the weekend. But this is a small town. This is 20, I think like 24,000 people. This is sitting on Main Street. It's been there for years. So if you know Summit Diner, you know Summit, New Jersey. And that's really what you want to instill to anybody when you're talking about real estate, that you actually know their area, right? So that's why I have on Concord, this is the main park of the city, and there are restaurants and everybody walks around there. But this doesn't really tell me that you know anything about the area. And so you want to take that extra moment and click on edit and tools underneath every landing page and go over here to the left-hand side where we've dropped you on upload a background image and upload a background image of that area. Okay, should be about 2,000 pixels wide. You upload it here, it'll tell you to save it and then save it, and that will replace this. And now you can run ads on Facebook, you can run ads on Google. But if you go up here to advanced options, you're going to see you have a few other options, and one is print. Now, this might look kind of familiar. Remember when we started the call and we were talking about the nearby homeowner letter, and I said that that thing is awesome. Well, this is equally as awesome. You can do this, however, if you don't have a property, right? Let's say you've got a farm market that you want to tackle, like Concord, or in this case, Granite Bay. You can create a landing page on those areas, and you can just edit this a little bit, not too much. We want people to click on the links, not get stuck reading, and mail it out. You can mail it out using Express Copy if you want. It's right here, print and mail, right? You can even, if you don't want to do that, you want to do postcards, they'll mail that to that same list of people, right? Homeowners with more than 6 years equity. Maybe you like door hangers. You can test them all out over time and see what's working best for you. Print's available there. And you can do an e-flyer here. And you know that over here on the ads page, you can create an ad and send people to that as well. So that's the nature of what you've got. All these ways of getting seller leads in your market: through print, through free social media content, through blasting it out on your CRM, and also, you know, just running ads on Facebook, which is the #3 website in the country, or Google, which is the #1 website in the country. I think that what you want to understand, if you want listings in your business, doing one thing is cool. But doing multiple things, hitting your target market from multiple directions, is much, much smarter. And so I recommend that you get comfortable with the tools that we talked about today and use them consistently in your business. You're going to find that you get a lot of leads. You're going to get more listing leads. And, you know, some of them will have name and email, and others will have name, email, and phone number. Work those leads, get more listings, and grow your business. That's all I got for you guys. Any questions?
Great. Thank you so much, Vince. If you guys have some questions, feel free to unmute or go
I know
ahead
there's a
in
lot
the
there.
chat box.
I know there's a lot there. I do want to remind you, please get in the mastermind group. Let's see here. Actually, I might be able to find a way to invite you. And also go to YouTube, check out our video page, understand really Facebook and Google ads, especially that custom audience. And if, I went too fast for you, if you got distracted, I do the top tools for more listings every 2 weeks. So you can check out the recorded calls right here. Carrie, are you hearing anything?
Nope, just that the presentation was awesome. So we do thank you, Vince. Highly recommend you guys going to those support sites that he mentioned. I'm a member of the mastermind group. It's fantastic. So if you're not, you should be. And we're going to follow this up at 1 p.m. with a one-on-one session on how to get set up. I'll be hosting that myself. So if you guys want to join us just a few minutes, head over to your education calendars. Check out, there's tons of content out there that you guys can use this product for you. So we appreciate your time, Vince. And as always, thanks so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.